is more than you can give
Hey
me.
guys, what's up? My name's Kayla from PlanningWithKay, and welcome to another video. Just like that, we're almost done with October of 2018. So today I'm going to be setting up my November spreads in my bullet journal. As always, I'm going to be using the theme that the majority of you requested in the comments of my last Plan With Me video, and that is a woodland-inspired theme. Thank you so much to all of you that requested this theme, and don't forget to leave your December theme suggestions in the comments below. If I choose the theme that you suggested, your comment will be featured in my next month's Plan With Me video. So to set up these spreads today, I designed an entire woodland, plant, and animal themed sticker collection, including the 3-sheet monthly kit, the ferns and fawns decorative sheet, and of course the matching functional add-on sheet, all of which are available in my Etsy shop. If you love my monthly sticker themes every single month, don't forget that you can also get automatic monthly sticker deliveries over on my Patreon, and I'll have both my shop and my Patreon linked in the description below. So before I start setting up my November spreads, I'm first going to quickly flip through October in my bullet journal to give you an idea of what the last month has looked like. If you saw my last Plan With Me, you probably know that I set up my October monthly spreads using this Luna sticker collection, which was totally inspired by my black cat Luna. This monthly overview spread is pretty simple. It's just a large calendar and a little notes section on the side that you can tell I didn't really end up using, and I'm actually going to be jazzing this spread up quite a bit for November with something new, as you'll see later on. Next, we have my October habit tracker, which is a pretty standard layout as well, just divided up into different categories. The same habit tracker has been working really well for me pretty much this entire year, but I have to admit I am starting to get a little bit bored of this setup. So while there's nothing actually wrong with this spread, I am going to be mixing this up quite a bit to keep things interesting this month. After that is my daily review spread, where I jot down a summary of each day as well as keep track of my productivity and my energy, followed by this moon-themed mood tracker, which was a lot of fun to fill out throughout the month. After that is my October finance tracker, and you can see that I didn't really end up using this throughout the entire month, but that's actually not any fault of the spread itself. I do love this spread, and this layout usually works really well for me. I just didn't remember to track anything during the second week of October, and after that I had a hard time trying to catch back up with it, so I decided to just let it go for the rest of the month and to start fresh in November. Finally, I have this categorized brain dump spread, which ended up being one of my favorites this month. I loved using this space to brainstorm different ideas and projects that I want to work on in the coming months, and if anything, I needed more space here, so I'm definitely going to be carrying this idea over into November. Alright, so after those monthly spreads, we just get into all of my various weekly, daily, and collection spreads that I made in October. So while I flip through those, I want to take this time to showcase some of your guys' bullet journal spreads. I absolutely love taking the time to highlight some spreads that y'all have tagged me in over on Instagram every single month, either using my stickers or just simply inspired by one of my spreads. And as you can tell from these beautiful creations, we have a pretty talented bunch here. You guys seriously blow me away with these photos every single month, and I just can't get enough of seeing how creative you all are. So if you want a chance to be featured in next month's video, make sure you tag me in your bullet journal spreads over on Instagram at PlanningWithKay. Okay, so now that all of that is out of the way, it's time to dive in and start setting up these woodland-themed November spreads. I decided for this month that I wanted to play around with a Dutch door style monthly log. In case you missed it, my last video was all about different styles of monthly logs, and one of the spreads that I set up in that video was a Dutch door style. And setting that up really inspired me and made me want to push myself to do something similar for my own November spread. So to create my Dutch door, I'm just going to tear off the right side of the spread, and I'm cutting it off so that the little flap is 15 spaces wide. The left page and the one side of the flap is then all going to be taken up by my monthly calendar. So the measurements here are that each day takes up a box that is 5 spaces wide and 6 spaces tall, and I'm just separating the top row of each week to write in the dates. Once my calendar is all drawn out, I'm busting out the monthly sticker kit, and from the second sheet, I'm grabbing these cute pink weekly headers to label the top of the calendar. Now for color, I decided to go with a very fall-inspired color scheme using my Crayola Supertip markers. So I'm just coloring in those little date sections with a yellow, a brown, and a green, alternating those colors across the entire calendar. To decorate this spread a bit, I'm then going to line the right side of the flap with some of these little leafy fern stickers from the monthly kit, which I'm just obsessed with. It was so fun drawing these, and I love how they came out with those earthy fall colors. I'm then just numbering the calendar days with a thin black pen, and I'd like to pat myself on the back for not messing up the dates on this one. Go me, because without fail, nearly every single month, I somehow mess up the dates on my main calendar. If you've stuck around here for a while, you probably know this. So the planner gods must really have been watching over me this day. Finally, I'm finishing this section off with my November header. So I'm just going in with a dark forest green, and I'm lettering November in big brush lettering at the top of the page, and then 2018 on the right with that same brown marker from before. So now onto the right side, this is the section that's going to be visible at all times, no matter which way the flap is opened. So I'm using this for my main task list for the month. I normally don't really do this, but I really wanted to give myself a big, long list to fill up with everything that I want to get down during the month, no matter how ambitious. Almost like a mini brain dump section where I can just lay out all of my intentions for November. So that's exactly what this space is going to be for. To set this up, I'm just using this little deer sticker from the Ferns and Fawns decorative sheet, along with a tasks sticker from the monthly kit, drawing in a little bit of extra grass around the baby deer with those green Crayola markers. I then stuck in one of my checkbox stickers from this checkbox list sticker sheet, and I'm adding a little fox decoration at the bottom to tie together the rest of this task list. Moving right along, I'm going to turn the flap over and finish the inside section of this Dutch door, which is basically the whole point of doing a Dutch door setup in the first place. I really wanted this extra space here in my monthly overview for some additional sections that normally wouldn't have had a spot in my setup. So first and foremost, to celebrate November as the month of Thanksgiving, I'm creating a gratitude log on the left as a spot to jot down one thing I'm grateful for every single day this month. And the number strip sticker that I'm using here is part of the matching functional add-on sheet. To the right of that, I'm going to draw in a waiting on section, which is going to be for keeping track of all of my incoming packages. I constantly have a ton of packages that I'm expecting, either from Amazon, business supplies, or just companies sending me product samples. And with Christmas coming up in December, I know that this month is going to be extra crazy and have even more things to keep track of. So I wanted a section on my monthly spread to keep track of everything that I'm expecting, just to be sure that nothing gets lost in the shuffle. So I have a spot to write down the date I ordered the item, where it's coming from, what it is, and then the expected delivery date. Under that, I'm just finishing this Dutch door spread off with a quote that reads, "Remember to be thankful for every moment," which is a perfect reminder throughout November since this is, after all, the month of Thanksgiving. Now on to the next spread. I'm going to set up my daily review for the month of November. All of the headers for the remaining spreads that I'm going to be setting up are going to be made using these long rectangular stickers from the monthly sticker kit, along with those same fall-colored Crayola Supertips. So my daily review spread is one of the core sections of my monthly setup, and it's the main source of memory keeping and reflection in my journal. Each day of the month, we'll get 2 lines to jot down a couple sentences about what happened that day, and then a box to color in to track my mood each day, which together will hopefully provide a decent summary of how that day went and how I was feeling. I'm then going to color in the little date boxes for this spread using the same 3 colors I used for my monthly calendar, and I'm writing in the dates with my favorite brush pen, which is the Tombow Fudenosuke hard tip. And once again, I managed to do this without messing up the dates, which is a true miracle twice in a row. Go me again. This was really a good planning session for me. I barely had to bust out the whiteout. I didn't have to feel that moment of sheer panic that comes with making a big, terrible mistake. And everything went pretty smoothly. So once again, I just like to thank the planner gods for this one. So to finish off this spread, all that's left is my color code for my moods, and I'm just doing a simple 4-color scale, going from brown to yellow to green, brown being the worst mood, and then green being the best.
I cannot live without you by my side. Don't give up on me.
The next spread I'm setting up is going to be my November habit tracker, which I'm really going to be mixing up this month, so get ready. I've had relatively the same monthly journal setup for this entire year with just a few minor alterations month to month. So I've just really gotten to the point where I'm feeling sort of stagnant in my setup. Not that it's not working, but I just want to push myself to mix things up, hence that Dutch Door monthly and now this radically different habit tracker. So since I released these circular habit tracker stickers this month, I thought I would put them to good use for my November spreads and try my very first circular habit tracker, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to be using 2 of these circular habit tracker stickers, one on the left and one on the right, and I first colored in the dates with the yellow and green Crayola just to make them match my color scheme. And I know you might be wondering, why are you using 2? And the reason is that I'm actually going to be splitting up my habits into personal and business habits. So the one on the left, I'm going to be keeping track of things like my birth control, waking up by 8 a.m., showering, doing the dishes, going on a walk, etc. And then on the right, I'll be keeping track of my core business tasks. So those are everything related to my Etsy shop and all my various social media accounts. When I complete a habit on a particular day, I'll then just color in the respective box. And I'm honestly super excited to use this throughout the month. I've always wanted to do a circular habit tracker, but honestly, I've just never wanted to go through the pain of setting it up by hand, because let's be real, these are not the easiest to draw out yourself, and I am just way too lazy for that. So I'm excited that I finally made some stickers that make this kind of tracker super easy and really quick to set up. And I'm hoping that this little change up really rejuvenates my monthly habit tracking. As you can see, I filled the empty space on top with another gratitude quote that reads, "Small seeds of gratitude will produce a harvest of hope." And I'm filling the bottom of the page with just these little grass doodles, just using, again, those same 2 green Crayola Supertips. Moving right along, I'm going to set up my finance tracker for November. So this month, my finance spread is going to have 3 different sections. One will be for bills, one for income and savings, and then the third and largest section is going to be for my spending log. And I'm marking each section with a different colored flag from the monthly sticker kit. My bills section is going to be for jotting down all upcoming bills in November. Whether it's an automatic payment or not, I just like to have a list of all the bills for the month, so that way I never get surprised by any unexpected withdrawals, and I'm sure that I won't be late for any payments.
All that I need is a simple life. I don't need no problems. No, I just want sunny skies. I cannot live without you by my side.
My income and savings section will then be for, you guessed it, keeping track of income and savings every single week. Since I personally have multiple income sources, I created a different column for each. So there's one for Etsy, one for YouTube, and one for Patreon. And finally, there's a column for writing down how much I have in my savings account each week. Now, the right side of the spread is going to be for my spending log, where I'm going to keep track of what I'm spending money on throughout the month. I usually create a separate list for each spending category that I have, but I decided to switch it up this month so that there's just one big list where I'll write everything down, and I'll then color code each line based on what category it's in. So my spending categories this month are going to be food, business, going out, shopping, and other, and I'm just creating a little color code at the bottom of the page to show which color corresponds to which category.
Don't give up on me. Don't give up.
My final monthly spread before I set up my weekly log is going to be a November brain dump. I mentioned when I was flipping through October that I wanted to expand my brain dump to give myself a bit more space. So I'm taking up this entire spread, sectioning each page in half for my 4 brain dump categories. Similarly to my finance tracker, I'm marking each category with a different color flag, and I'm writing in the headers with a matching Crayola marker. So firstly, there's Patreon, then YouTube, followed by stickers, and finally other for any stray ideas or thoughts that don't quite fit into another category. Once those are done, all that's left to do is to decorate the spread with some more leafy fern stickers and a quote at the top that says, "Give thanks for a little and you will find a lot." And as you can see, the structure of this spread is really simple, but it's definitely going to be useful for me throughout the month for jotting down all of those ideas and thoughts that would normally get forgotten, as well as for brainstorming future projects. All right, last but not least, I'm going to set up my first weekly spread of the month for the week of October 29th through November 4th. I'm starting off with my header at the top, and I'm framing it with some fern stickers and then just writing in the dates that I just said by alternating my Crayola Supertip markers. Below this is where I'm going to write in my task list for the week, and you may know that I like to split these into personal tasks and business tasks. And of course, if these don't work for you, you can do personal and school, personal and home. You can really split this up however you want, but I just find that dividing my task lists make things a lot more organized and a lot easier to read. So for these headers, I'm using these 2 banner stickers that are a part of the matching functional add-on sheet, along with the matching task stickers from the monthly kit. I'm also busting out a couple more of those checkbox stickers for my task list here, finishing the page off with some extra little decoration like this little fox, some ferns, and a little flower as well. Now onto the right page, this is where I'm going to have my daily sections for the week. So I'm starting off by dividing the page into 8 equal sections, and each space here is about 13 spaces wide and 9 spaces tall. The top left section is just a little extra, so I'm going to just fill that in with this adorable little deer sticker from the kit, and then the remaining 7 spaces are going to be for my 7 days of the week. So I'm labeling each box with one of these mushroom weekly headers from the monthly kit, and I'm then going to write the date underneath that with a green Crayola and that same Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen. And finally, I'm finishing those off with some checkbox lists.
I don't need no trouble. Come and take me by the hand.
All right, and just like that, I'm all done setting up my November bullet journal spreads. I am just absolutely in love with how everything came together in these spreads with the theme and the color scheme, and I'm beyond excited about all the changes that I made this month. I think this is drastically the most different setup that I've done this entire year, and I just think it's really important to remember that just because things are working doesn't mean you have to stop trying new things, and by experimenting, you may actually discover something that's even better. So this month's setup was definitely a good reminder of that for me. If you love this woodland theme just like I do and you want to set up something similar in your own journal, be sure to check out my sticker shop. I've linked it along with all the stickers that I used today in the description below. And if you want to actually receive next month's theme before everybody else, be sure to sign up for automatic sticker deliveries over on my Patreon, which is also linked in the description below. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you loved watching me set up my November spreads, and if you did, be sure to give this video a like, and don't forget to leave your December theme suggestions in the comments below. And follow me on Instagram if you're not already at PlanningWithKay. The link to my shop, my Patreon, and all other social medias are in the description below, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see all my future videos. I'll see you next time. Bye.